What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Nalo Kicking Knowledge. Today, we'll be taking a look at this week's forecast, seeing what the stars have in store for us. So, let's get into it. As always, shout out to all the Tauruses celebrating birthdays this week. Pay close attention to this energy as it'll be with you all year. Very interesting week we have energetically. All right, we're kicking off the week with a full moon in Scorpio, which is always a significant full moon, whether it is in Scorpio or is in Taurus. And this happens to be a super full moon, which in very layman's terms just means that the moon is closer to the earth. And with that said, and the moon being our emotional satellite, emotions are going to be a lot more heightened. And I feel like a lot more extreme under this particular influence. So, what is Scorpio? Scorpio is the sign of secrecy, sex, death, transformation, the phoenix rising out of the ashes, right? I personally like to look at Scorpio energy and Scorpio transits as ones that force us to deal with our psychological baggage. I was discussing in my class the effects of Mars, the planet Mars within water. And, Mars is naturally a fiery energy. And I likened it to the fact that Mars in any water sign is like boiling water. Now, we know that Scorpio has a natural resonance with Mars. So Mars is a bit comfortable in that boiling water. But I bring that up because I feel like this full moon really is igniting that boiling water wherever Scorpio is in your chart. Now, like I said, it's one of extremes. So it's going to really play out like this. On one end, if you have been battling particular things, dealing with desire, power struggles, needing to detach, this full moon probably finds you on edge, really anxious, really restless, really like sick of yourself. Right? But this is good because you're aware of yourself. You're aware of your shadow. So another thing that this full moon is really highlighting is the need to highlight and then naturally integrate the shadow some way. Right? And then full moons deal with release. So there's something related towards the relationship with your shadow self that you need to release. And when we talk about shadow work, it's tricky because people are always like, but how do I do it? This is essentially what I'm saying about the energy at hand right now. I believe that we are very in the know. We are very in the know. We are very aware. And in this awareness, everyone will deal with it differently. But I can say this. It is one of the ways it can work out because Scorpio deals with the desire, right? There can be a scenario. And actually, let me real quick go back to a couple of days before. Venus and Mercury in Taurus were conjunct and squaring the sign of Saturn. It is a very significant aspect because it always provides the reality of situations. And with Mercury here, it's like you really see the reality. You logically can understand, what's what in this scenario. It isn't like Neptune's here causing chaos, right? So just on these energies alone, we're seeing the real reality. And then because Venus is in its own sign and then Saturn is in its own sign, I feel like for some, the reality will be arrived through the fulfillment of the desire. Okay? So you get what you want and you like, I thought this would feel different. I thought that like void or that thing would be cured, but maybe it's not. right? Or something, you get the desire, you achieve your desire in the way that you didn't plan to. And therefore, within that, you realize you don't know what's best for yourself. Or that, like, the universe showing you, this is what you wanted, but I gave you what you needed. And that within itself can be a very trippy thing, people. And another question that I always get asked is about letting go. How do I let go? Part of letting go is allowing yourself to be humbled and just be like, all right, you got it, spirit. I hear you. Okay. That's the type of energy that we're on for this full moon. So whether or not you receive the message in the easy way, or you're receiving it in the one where you're just fed up, change has to occur. There has to be a detachment. And now I want to focus on the fact of all this is highlighted, like all this energy, like in Taurus. So, like I said, part of this is really going to be about the senses and indulging and needing to reorient our relationship with some particular sensory thing in our life. So with that said, you want to release yourself, detach. And a good way to do this is just absolving from pleasure seeking activities for a while. So it's weird. Like I said, it's a full moon of extremes where I just feel like the opportunity to move on is there, but it's going to really take you looking at the situation, acknowledging what you like about it and what's good for you within it. But if you're too attached to the situation, release yourself from it. You know, like I give an example. Like I was also discussing this before, that like with the new year astrologically and stuff, Taurus season is also a time, it lines up with like spring cleaning, where you get rid of things. You throw things out, and that creates new energy. You know what I'm saying? Old clothes, old items, all of you. These are ways you can tap into this, and like, all right, out with the old, in with the new. And this is going to be important because this Friday, Sun is going to be conjunct Uranus, all right, in like a 2-degree orb from squaring Saturn. So expect the unexpected. But let me just finish up my thoughts on this full moon. So I also feel like because of Scorpios, because, occult stuff, this is a great time to do ritual, but really releasing ritual. I just feel like, yeah, this is one where the focus should be on expelling the old and stepping into the new. And then once you've cleared that, you start marching towards those new goals and things like that. But not necessarily trying to do like a love ritual to bring the love of your life. Not on this full moon. I wouldn't necessarily do that, but right. So ritualize, get grounded, study. Mercury has been zooming through Taurus, and then with Venus here, we can make practical sense of a lot of occult knowledge, or revisit old knowledge that have new meaning to us. Okay. So then Pluto is going to go retrograde, which I think is going to be significant. Because a lot of people are already born with Pluto retrograde. So for those, it's kind of like a time where they're more in alignment. But I feel like coming off of this full moon and then going into the Pluto retrograde, the things leading up to this moment are going to be the work that's done over the time that Pluto is retrograde. So trying to really get yourself in accordance with whatever you were struggling with, and then working with that energy internally. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's gonna occur. Moon is gonna go into Sag. Um, and then the Cap, like I said, Sun and Uranus conjunct on Friday. So all in all, like that influence, like I said, we all experiencing the things different. So that influence can be very much so a part of this full moon. And you'll need to, particularly because Mars is like in Cancer and stuff like that, you'll really need to get a hold of your emotions and how you use your Mars faculty. Like Mars in Cancer can be petty. And on a full moon, it can be petty for the sake of being petty. And then add the Sun conjunct Uranus. And I don't know, you could be petty, but then also it can lead you to liberating yourself from relationship, family dynamics that maybe you need to, extend your Martian energy a little bit more. But yeah, it's one where if you want to make some changes, physically, whatever, embrace the new, okay? Get out there. If this is happening like social house for you, socialize, get out there, be in the moment. All right. So this is my forecast of this week's full moon. I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to chime in. Let me know what's going on in your world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, you can do so now. If you need a reading, click the description link. Send me an email. Until next time, peace.